Hey everyone, I am recording this video from Honduras, and so I'll see if I can get this video up in time, and hopefully it does. I reported on Chapter 22, which was the examining curriculum openings in early algebra with a closer look at teachers' interaction with the curricula. The main kind of point of this article was looking at the openings in the curriculum, and so to talk about what openings are, those are just moments that afford teachers the opportunity to engage students more deeply in mathematics. And so a lot of times we have those anticipated moments and spontaneous moments. For those anticipated moments, those are moments that can be reasonably anticipated so that we think through ahead of time, while spontaneous moments are not really quite as anticipated as the curriculum begins to open up. And so kind of what they were looking at mostly is looking at grades 3 to 5 curriculum with the distributive property and multiplication, and just like how that process and development occurs over time. And what the researchers were looking for, those pivotal teaching moments. And so those pivotal teaching moments are instances in a curriculum or instances in a classroom lesson where an interruption can follow, where the teacher has the opportunity to modify that instruction to extend or change the nature of the student's mathematical understanding. So these moments are moments where you can really expand upon the understanding for our students. So kind of some background of this work is because they want to have that focus on early algebra. So, focusing on generalizing, representing, justifying, and reasoning within the mathematical structure and relationships. And so kind of throughout this study, and again in the study they had 3,200 students, 100 teachers in 46 schools, and just kind of got to see a lot of that. A lot of these teachers experienced like a one-day workshop for professional development, and after that they went into their instruction. And so as they were looking at these lessons that were being taught, they were observing those anticipated moments and those other moments, the spontaneous moments, and those lessons. Talking first, lesson 3 was dealing with multiplicative identity, while lesson 12 was dealing with that distributive property. And so as they were going through, a lot of spontaneous moments and anticipated moments would be missed. And some of the reasons that they were missed is the teacher might not have recognized, this is a direction I could have gone into, or that you're running out of time for the classroom. So the bell is closed, all right, we got to go. And sometimes it was just due to the teacher's ability of their understanding. And so kind of for these results, what they noticed is about for many times throughout their activity, so the activity they had was what is 10 times 8 plus 2, can that be greater than or equal to 20? And so the teacher in the kind of case study that they had, or the example, talked about students who were saying, it can be or it can't, and they really got the chance to explore the understanding of mathematics. It wasn't like the teacher just said, all right, this is the answer. The teacher just kind of took up a student's claim that they don't know that 10 times h is greater than 20, because h could be 0, it could be 1. If the teacher didn't anticipate that or go into that spontaneity, they could have just said, based on the picture that is provided, it's going to be bigger. But that teacher was able to go further on the meaning of a variable in that unspecified quantity. So kind of in conclusion for this, what they recommended is that when teachers are in these teaching lessons for either anticipated or spontaneous moments, it's a lot of the time up to the teacher's ability to take up those openings in the curriculum and to identify those important mathematical moments. And so sometimes those, they get missed, and so the way that we can avoid missing them is you can avoid it by just having teachers being willing and able to meet the challenging ideas of early algebra and implementing those intervention curriculum with fidelity, as well as when you're implementing that new curriculum, it's important to just measure both the pre-existing mathematical knowledge for those teachers and skills to see how you can grow in professional development for content knowledge and professional knowledge. Because, again, elementary school teachers, for those content, it might be a little bit easier, but if you go to those higher level mathematics, I know for me, doing vectors and trigonometry, I've had to learn how to do that over the years, and it's been helpful. So thanks for watching.